Okay, so boom, you signed with Bad Boy. You changed the name of the group to 112 because of the club that you auditioned in front of. And now you guys start working on your first album.
Yes.
You're how old at the time?
Well, we were like 16, 17, 16. See, we were still in high school. So a lot of the songs you hear on the first album, we didn't have a deal. We were still in school. We were still in school. So you have to imagine that, like, so now that we're done, Boyz II Men was working on their second album at the time. I was still in high school at the time, and they were, they took time. They had a Ooh Ah remix. So in one of the Ooh Ah remix, the record, it was there was a line that said, "Now that we're done, what are you thinking? Should we talk about it maybe?" So we took that part right there, and we co-wrote with Wanye and Sean, and then made Now That We're Done. And Can I Touch You? Big shouts out to Tim and Bob that also helped us mold our sound and who we were. So we kind of already knew who we were before we actually had the deal. So there you go.
Okay, so you guys are a Bad Boy working on your album, and I guess you and Biggie and Faith, they're all kind of in the mix, and you guys are starting to get to know each other. Okay, so here you are. Biggie's already a star. Ready to Die is already a platinum album. What was that? What were some of the stories around that time of being around Biggie?
A lot of times we were with him when he was promoting his album, when he had shows. So Big thought of us very highly. He told us that he was already telling us that we were the next biggest group, period. In his mind, in his eye, that's what he saw. He saw that we were comparable to none. You couldn't even say anything. That's why you heard him put our names in his records a lot. And big shouts out to all Junior Mafia. Look, Lil C's was a kid back then, and the whole crew. Man, like they would bring us to the shows that were very close. So let's say he had a show in Philly. We would all jump in the trucks. At the time, the Land Cruisers were the truth. Faith had a white one. He had a burgundy one. They would follow back to back. And, he'd be talking to us. We trying to fill each other out. That was the first time I actually even left my neighborhood. And, he's speaking to somebody from Atlanta. So our cultures and how we talk and our whole lingo, we're trying to get to know each other. You know what I mean? It's like family. So, one thing I can just picture like how he was like teaching us without being a preacher. Like he was saying, "Hey, pay attention. You don't let the crowd control you. You control the crowd. And you can see this man. Just imagine 6'4", 400 pounds. And at that time I was 120 pounds soaking wet. I'm looking up at him like, oh my God, like, okay, anything you say, But I would pay attention to him and just the way he would control the crowd. Every time the record would smash, it would come on, the crowd would react a certain kind of a way. So that was the type of energy we were bringing back to the studio in our own project. So that kind of helped us. That's why I said the piggybacking of Bad Boy.
Right, because he shows up on Only You.
Yes.
And I mean, what's interesting is it's a really dope verse, but the verse don't really got nothing to do with the song, to be totally honest. It's like Biggie's just doing Biggie. I mean, and it works, right? I mean, it's a smash song. I can't say nothing, but when you really just break it down,
Yeah.
Biggie's just talking his shit, and then it turns into a love song.
But you know what? What's crazy about the situation is it was the perfect intro of who this group is. So we were a real family. So just imagine if you had some just cousins that he knew about, but you didn't know about. So his way of his rap was like introducing the world to a 112. Hey, check out these guys. I think these guys are amazing. Check them out. And then you just listen to his verse. Jesus, the notorious just, please relive Jesus. And then he goes into room 112, where the players dwell, and stash my cash and Burt Padell in hell. Make you feel like good, like Tony, Tony, Tony. Get up in your middle like Moni. See, there was energies that he was seeing with us, and he took that energy and put it into a poem. So it was like he was a poet. He was a lyricist. He paint pictures with his words. So that was our introduction.
Oh yeah, no, I remember years later I actually met with Burt Padell, who's an accountant.
Right.
For those that don't know, and it's
Right.
like, I'm like, yo, this is the guy from the 112 song. Like, yo, this is so crazy.
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
And Mase shows up on that song as well.
Yes, that was
And
amazing.
was this the first Mase record on Bad Boy?
I don't know, but I know that was the first time we met Mase. The first time he comes into the studio, hat to the back, jersey, and he comes in, and we're listening to the record, and he's like, "Yo, I'm Murder Mase." This, he's explaining. He's like introducing himself. So how we link is music. So he start writing his joint, and and I never forget, man. He would, he had his part. You can hum all you want to, come all you want to. So then when Puff comes in, right, he was like, yo, you writing on this? You on? And he was like, yo, let me hear it. So Time Mase starts at, yo, you can hum all you want to, come. Man, Puff said, oh. You hum all, what is this? Like, you know what? I don't know. Immediately, everybody was like, hey, man, hey, man, let him finish his thing. Let him do his thing. Don't jump all over him first. So I'm glad that Puff, went out, allowed Mase to finish it off. And, once he he felt the whole finished product. Boom.
Yeah, it's a hell of a song. I mean, even to this day, you play it and it just sounds brand new.
Yeah, amazing. It's a blessing.
Yeah. Well, and then on that album, there's also Cupid.
Yes.
Another amazing song. Like the way the drums are mixed and the way that beat comes together and the way it's done with your vocals, man, just amazing.
Yeah, that was a amazing where everything comes together, because that track was actually sounding like something else. Deron stripped down the stuff. Big shouts out to Arnold Hennings. And he's the other producer that had something to do with Cupid too. People don't call his name for some reason, but Arnold Hennings is his name. So the rest of the sounds, it was a little aggressive. They pulled it down, and then Deron started playing chords over it, and then I was going through some things at the time, so it was kind of it was easy to put the record together. So all of us just came together and made it work.